Today we are out here looking at a couple of city of Hayden, a couple of the most exclusive neighborhoods they have. One is the one right here behind me, Forest Hills, and another one is the Falls. We're going to take a drive through those. I'm going to show a few properties that might be of some interest, give you an idea what's in there, and we'll take a look and just see if there's something out there that interests you. If this is your first time to the channel, please go ahead, subscribe below, tap the bell so you can be notified every time we talk about everything going on up here in North Idaho. Hi, I'm Reed Wilson with Living North Idaho Life. We get calls and texts all the time from people just like you looking to make a move to the North Idaho area or just looking for some additional information. So if you're moving next 2 weeks, 2 years, doesn't matter, give us a call, shoot us a text. We'd be happy to help you out, get you the information you might need. Like we said, today we're going to look at a couple of Hayden's exclusive neighborhoods, Forest Hills and the Falls. We're going to do a drive-through so you can kind of get an idea what this neighborhood looks like. This particular neighborhood right here, Forest Hills, sits close to the Avondale Golf Course. Also, just down the road behind me, takes you right down to Honeysuckle Beach for the Hayden Lake. Very close, quick bike ride or a nice little walk. It's really not that far down there. But we're going to take a look at this. We're going to look at a few different properties in here, kind of give you an idea of some price points, what those types of homes look like. And if there's something out there that might interest you, go ahead and shoot us a call, send us a request. Let's get you additional information so we can help make your move to North Idaho a smooth transition.
All right, I wanted to give you a little bit of an idea where these properties are at that we're talking about. The first subdivision that we're going to look at, and I was just standing across the street from, is the Forest Hills. And just to kind of give you an idea, Coeur Lane's right down here, the resort area. Here's I-90 coming across. And then if you caught our Hayden video, you'll see that Hayden just sits right up here off 95. It's not very far out of, it's a suburb of Coeur Lane and the Dalton Gardens area. The first subdivision is you just come right up here off 95 and then Honeysuckle. Then you'll see where it says Honeysuckle Beach, because right down the road. And we'll do kind of a little drive-through of the area. I'm going to highlight a few homes there in the area so you can kind of give an idea what type of properties are in there. At the end of that, we'll do a quick drive out of the community and down to the beach so you can kind of see why this area is so popular. Let's bring that up. So here, kind of idea, you're in Hayden. This is Honeysuckle Road that comes in along here and comes to the beach, and you have the little beach, the little marina area, and like I said, the dock and boat launch. And like I said, if you watched our video on Hayden, we start out there on the beach, and this is the community we're talking about right here. When I'm starting the video, right out here across the street, here's the entrance. You come in, and we do a drive-through through this community. This whole area right here is gated. They do have, like you can see here, little paths that come out through and come up and shoot you up into, I think this one comes up here and out, but gives you easy access. Like if you have a golf cart, this is the country club right there at Avondale Country Club. And so that is very close. And like I said, easy access to the beach. Coming back this way, you have your Walmarts, and here's your Walmart area here. You got Costco that's just down the road this way. Not very far. You have all kinds of new restaurants, and there is some little bit of shopping and that type of stuff all along this area. So it makes it very close, very easy. You know, if your goal is to not be down here in the Coeur d'Alene area where it gets so congested, then that is why this has been such a big draw. The properties in there tend to range from around that half an acre to 3/4 of an acre. As we blow this up, you can kind of see, blurry right here, you can kind of see that they've left this all pretty wooded, you know, like I said. So most of these properties are set up to where they have some pretty easy landscaping, you know, maintenance. They're not maintenance free. You know, there's a lot of people in there that typically probably pay for, you know, people come in and mow the lawns and that type of stuff. We do get a lot of people in there that are just here for the summer because it is gated on these areas. You know, there is a sense of security in there. Not that we have a lot of problems here in the Coeur d'Alene area, but some people just like having that security, especially with this type of home. This type of home typically starts somewhere around that 1.2 to 1.4 million, and then depending on, you know, the size of the home and maybe where it's at within the community, you know, it can be up over 2 million. So let's go take a look. We're going to take a drive through there. Let's see what you think. And as always, if you got questions, you know, leave me a comment or shoot me a text or something if I can get you more information. Let's start with this one. Like I said, we're going to do a drive-through. I'm going to throw up a few different properties in there so you can kind of get an idea of the type of property that is for sale in there. And then we'll show a quick drive-through, how quick and easy it is down to the boat launch area. So, you know, if you wanted to have a boat, needed easy access, or you just like riding your bike down to the beach, that is one of the highlights. There are little walking paths, you know, through the community there. So let's take a look, see what you think. We're going to head over to the next property and we're going to take a look at that. This next property, just to kind of give you a heads up, kind of give you an idea where we're at. Again, here's that honeysuckle area. Here is the Forest Hills area. This is all Hayden right along here. Government Way right along here with all your stores and whatnot. To get to this next property, Now this one does have a little more privacy. It's kind of tucked away back here, you know, not, you know, you don't have the road of honeysuckle and you're not right next to the country club. But if you do follow out and come up along here, you come out here, this is going to be where we're going, right out here. Now you look at the access to that is you can come through the, whoops, can't come through right there. Come through here or down here, or come on up and come down Lancaster and come this way. So it's not quite as convenient. This is all a 25-mile-an-hour road along here, because you're coming through, winding through, you know, some of the neighborhood, and you got the country club right there. So it is a little slower going. It's a beautiful drive. Like I said, if you looked at our Hayden video, we do show some areas over by there so you can take a look at. But this one here, and like I said, we're going to do a drive-through on this property right here. This is what we call the falls. And you come into the gate right here, and then we come in and we're going to do a little drive-through. We come down and we make a loop, come back, and then we came back up around this way to here. So just you're going to see some beautiful homes in there. Again, these homes are all in that half acre to 3/4 of an acre type property. These homes along here, you know, are going to have the lake views, which is nice. And then one of the things we did do is I'm going to show you kind of a little walkthrough of the area where I actually do a walk down along the path here and come across, and we come down here. This right here is like a community area. They've got, you'll see on my little video there, so stay tuned. It's really cool area. As you come down the mountain there, they have, you know, picnic areas, a little campfire area. You can have, you know, they got fireplaces there within the covered area, or fire pits. They've got some restrooms down there, which is nice, because from there you come down, and in each of the properties are deeded a boat slip. And so you do have access to the boat slip. Now, I think you'll notice on my video, I get a quick shot of there is a tram that actually comes all the way up, and so you can catch the tram. There's a little walking path right up here that, you know, you stay up on top, you jump in on the tram, and then you can take that tram down. It can stop here at the community area, or you can take it all the way down to your boat. It makes it really easy if you're, you know, if you got kids, or you're just taking coolers or whatever you might be doing. So there are a couple different ways up and down through there, but it's just a beautiful area. As you can see, it is, you know, it is a gated community. Most people would not even know it's there. The community actually, and this is a different community, so the community actually ends right there and over here. Now, I don't know if they have access to some of this or not. I'm going to build out, but as you see there's just some beautiful homes being built there. I think I said they start towards the 2 million range. I think the lowest priced one that's available right now is a little over 1.7 million. Just gorgeous homes. They're building, as you can see, there's some lot areas. The last home that I'm going to show you, they've got plans for. That one's priced, I think it's over 4 million, maybe just under 5 million, which sits up over here. I think is the vacant lot, I think, is right here in this area. And so you would get some views, might be here, I can't remember. You would get some views of the lake and some sunsets. This is north, and so, you know, the sun's going to set off this way,
you know, if you're able to see stuff going here. Yet maybe you don't get real good sunsets because maybe that's going to be more over this way. But it's beautiful. Lake Hayden, the Hayden Lake is just a gorgeous lake. You're far enough up off the lake so you don't get all the boat noise, but you have easy access to it, which is different than the other community we looked at, because having that deeded boat area is really, I think, a huge advantage. And then, of course, you've got that nice gated area for, you know, just give you that added security. So let's go take a look at that one. Let's do a drive-through. Again, I'm going to throw up a few different properties that are in there so you can get an idea of what to expect in there. And I hope that, you know, that answers some questions, or you know, if we can help with anything in here to answer a few more questions, then, you know, as always, give us a call, shoot us a text. Happy to help out in any way we can. Let's go take a look. Enjoyed the tour. You know, of course, if it brings up any questions there, again, like I said, give us a call, shoot us a text, book a Zoom call. You know, I'd be happy to walk through some of these areas with you one-on-one. Again, just as a quick recap, you know, we talked about, you know, this area over here with the forest hills. We talked about the falls. One thing I failed to mention is usually the reason it's called the falls, because you know, when you're walking down, there's a huge falls along that little hillside there to the community area. And I don't know if you saw the stepping stones. Usually there's flowing water right through there. You know, we're just getting into, you know, out of the you know, into spring here, so everything's getting turned back on. So I'm sure they'll have that up and running. It'll be a beautiful area right there with the waterfalls and that little pond area. But like I said, beautiful areas. Hayden is just a great place to be. So if we can help out with any other information, call us, text us, book a Zoom call, you know, leave me some comments on maybe other areas you'd like to see. There's, if you're looking for more acreage, all this area out through here has larger acreages, 5, 10, 20 acres. If you're looking for something a little more private, anything back in along this back side. Now it is more of a drive. You get some windy roads, but if you're the type of person that doesn't need to be running into work every day and you want some privacy, there are some communities out here that do offer some waterfront with some deeded areas. So there are a lot of options for that. There are some of these types of communities that offer deeded waterfront. You can buy into a secondary waterfront home and still have a deeded dock, so you're not paying the price of waterfront, but you're still in that type of community with the deeded dock. Makes it great for just lowers your maintenance, and typically there are some HOA fees and that type, but a lot of great areas like that. So if that is something of interest, let me know. We'll help you find it. And we're here. Would love to help make your move to North Idaho a smooth transition. Thank you for watching.